a very special award for those guys to win. And it was him, Mike Woods, and Grant Morgan on defense. But it was, to me, again, I was excited to watch the quarterbacks and how they helped each other. But to me, it was obvious that Mike Woods deserved that award, and he did a heck of a job of leading the team when it was his turn to lead.
We vacationed at San Diego, out on the island, Coordinator, and my girls were in college, so we were out on the beach. It's next to them. And those guys would come running down the beach. They stopped what they were doing and watched. There were some impressive things.
That's awesome.
And they're just wearing their gym shorts.
Well, I've always had a love for that, and I've had family members that have been SEALs and Rangers and those kind of things, and so I have a very good appreciation for what those guys do and for our freedom every day. I mean, we wouldn't get to do what we're doing right now without those guys. And there's actually, I watched a movie out when I was on the plane recruiting called Hornet's Nest, and I tweeted it out on Memorial Day. But it's a documentary about real life stuff, and those bullets are flying and right next to your head, and those guys stayed calm, and they did it for each other. They did it for their brother, and I got emotional watching that movie just because you see a guy that has 3 or 4 kids at home, give his life for his country. You can't thank those guys enough every day for what they do, so that we can play a great game like called football. And to bring those guys in, I actually got a chance to sit and have dinner with them the last night they were there, and to hear them talk about our guys and where they thought we were, and it was very special. And they were pretty impressed, and I was too, to be honest with you. I literally thought that bringing in Navy SEALs and that kind of thing, we were going to have 3 or 4 guys quit, and I was, at one point during the whole thing, the first day, it got kind of hot, got kind of heated, and I said, here we go. But I was so proud of how our guys pushed through it. They helped each other get through it, and they really bonded together as a team. So I was very proud of them going through that and making it through that whole thing.
How do you think the offense as a whole has progressed from the end of last season? What's your kind of confidence level that things will be able to get a lot better?
Well, anytime you bring in a 2 grad transfer quarterbacks that have played a lot of football, your confidence gets a lot better. Especially a guy that has obviously run your offense for 3 years, going on 4 now, and a guy that you've coached for a while. So the confidence level is a lot higher. In the spring we were very limited. Mine and Coach Morris's decision to kind of go back and let's get good at our base offense. Let's not do a whole lot. Let's really make sure that they understand any look that they're given from a defense, that we know exactly how they're supposed to be blocked. We know exactly who the unblocked hitter is. We know who the guy we're throwing off of is. We know our reads at quarterback. We know how to get open at receiver. So we were very limited in the spring. Early on in the summer, we went back and really studied our self-scout of our spring, and really talked through it with our guys. And then midway through the end of summer, we really went in and installed day 1 and 2 to where when we start day 1 fall camp, we're ready to go. We're not having to go back and go through our base stuff anymore. So I hope that we can continue to remember, from the players' standpoint, remember what we're trying to do and go execute it at a high level, so we can continue to add more things on those guys and put those tools in the toolbox that we feel like we may need to win a lot of games here.
Going into last season, you were limited with what you had. Obviously injuries kind of the spring. How happy are you to get into fall camp where you have maybe depth, at least numbers in every position, and you won't see guys falling out there in practice?
Yeah, it was. Going through spring was tough. We were a lot banged up at running back, and we're playing with guys that we were literally taking from the receiver and putting them in there to run the football. So it feels a lot better to get everybody back. We said it from day 1 of spring when we started working it. We weren't trying to win the spring. I wasn't scheming Coach Chavis. Coach Chavis wasn't scheming me, and we just wanted to go out and get our guys better at our base offense and our base defense. So winning spring was not important to us. getting good at what we did was, and it feels a lot better to get some guys back and be healthy to start training camp. So hopefully we can continue to stay healthy and build some depth up front, build some depth at other positions. That it's a long season. If somebody does go down, we got a guy that can step in there and we won't miss a beat.
I was about to say, the quarterback, obviously, Hicks has the advantage of getting our system and going through spring. Starkel does not lack for confidence.
No.
In talking to him at the Elite 11, his mindset is to win the job, win it this year, and win it early.
Oh yeah, and that's what a good quarterback has. Every quarterback has confidence. They have belief in themselves that they're the best one out there. I think all of our guys believe that, and they all are going to be out there and compete and work hard. And to watch Nick, how he's come in and kind of taken the same approach Ben did back in January, is kind of come in and not lay low, but not come in beating his chest, not come in demanding things from other guys, just kind of winning the locker room over was. I think a thing that Ben did well, and I think Nick did well as well once he got here and got fully involved with our guys. So I expect, though, his leadership to really rise up even more once we get started, and those guys know him and know what he's about. Like you said, he wants to win the job, and I think everybody knows that. And I think Ben understands the same thing, and Ben wants to win the job. So I think it'll be a great competition. One thing I will, I've said it earlier, that I was really proud of both those guys and how they had each other's back. When it was one of them's turn to lead in the Navy SEAL training, the other one was a good teammate, and vice versa. And so I told them that night I was very proud of how they did that, because it could be a very awkward deal. It could be a very bad, kind of cancerous thing to your locker room to have one guy, mad and ticked off because he's not the guy. Or it can go a whole lot different way if both of them are, have each other's back and good teammates to each other. It's really good for our team. So really proud of where those guys were last week, and hopefully they'll continue that at their fall camp.
Like I said, when you got here, maybe not as many SEC players, the speed that you wanted to. You had the quick first class. You had a great class last year. How are y'all progressing in terms of talent and the number of people that you want to get in? What are the key things in the offensive class of 2020 that you need to acquire?
Yeah, I think we got to continue to do what we're doing. I thought our coaching staff, the offensive staff did a heck of a job of recruiting last year to a 2-10 team. I think that takes a whole lot of belief in recruits and belief in yourself to go sell what you're trying to do. I thought our guys did a heck of a job of doing that. Obviously, we need to go win some games now. We go win some games this year, and that'll obviously attract some top talent across the country. But, ultimately, we want guys that want to be here. Arkansas is a special place. Fayetteville is a great town, great city, great place to live and raise a family. So we want guys that want to be here and be around us. If they want to go the glitz and glamour of somewhere else, so be it. But we want guys that want to be here and want to bring their lunch pail to work every day and be that blue-collar mentality. And I think we've done a good job of identifying guys that will come in and work hard and not beat their chest because they're Johnny 5-star or what. But, they come in wanting to work, and they know they came in and they have a lot of things to prove. And some of them are underrated as a recruit. So a lot of them have a lot to prove with a chip on their shoulder. So for us to get better and to recruit a class, like we did last year, I think we're going to have to win some games this year, and I think we're going to have to continue to show offensively what we can do, and I think that we will this year with the guys that we have around us and the guys we put in positions to be successful. Yes, sir.
What are you looking for out of your starting quarterback?
What am I looking for?
You talked about what Starkel can bring and what Hicks can bring. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a winner. I'm looking for a leader, a winner, a competitor, a guy that hates to lose. I want a guy that's tough. To play for us, I think you have to be tough. I think we demand a lot out of the quarterback position, and I think that those attributes. And I think that the biggest thing is you got to have the trust of your teammates when stuff starts hitting the fan. So I think that we got a good group of guys that all do that, and they'll continue to do that through fall camp.
Offensive line kind of came under fire last year. What do you expect from them this year?
Well, I expect them to be better. They came under fire from a lot of different areas. that a lot of times, when we went back and studied our sacks and our TFL breakdown, a lot of times it wasn't, about half of them were on the offensive line. But it's easy to blame, point the finger and put the blame on those guys when that's the easiest thing to do. So a lot of time the quarterback's got to get the ball out of his hand, receivers got to get open, running back's got to know the protection that we're in and be able to pass protect. And so, I expect a lot from those guys as well as I do every year, and I think those guys have done a heck of a job of bonding together. They're the closest group on our team by far. They have each other's back. They truly play for each other, and they go hang out together out of the facility. They eat together, so it's a good group, and I expect a lot out of them this year.
Trey Knox is mentioned as being a freak athlete. What do you see his role being this year?
Well, I don't know who's mentioned him doing that. He hasn't done anything yet, and that's what I've told him. He had a heck of a spring and did some good things against our guys, but we're going to see some good players in the SEC. So where he stacks up, we'll find out pretty quick. And that's what my coach used to always tell me is, we'll find out really quick if he is what we think he is. So I'm excited to watch Trey. Like I've told Trey, he can't have a freshman year. His freshman year is over. He's got to be a sophomore this year and take that mindset into every game that he's an upperclassman.
Traylon Burks is kind of almost slid under the radar with Trey Knox being in the same class as him and that injury. What does he bring to the table that's maybe different from Knox?
Yeah, again, we'll see come fall camp how he's looking running around. Running around in the weight room and on the field, he looks pretty good. But how much that translates to the football field is still yet to be determined. So I'm excited about Traylon. Traylon is a great young man. Been coached, been raised the right way. And he's a guy that you want your daughter to date. He's a great kid and he works extremely hard. So hopefully we'll see what we think we're going to see on the football field come next Friday.
How about a guy like Coylin? He's had a big offseason. He's a father now. He's got something else to push him a little bit. See him making an impact. Everything goes well.
I hope so. I think he had a lot going on in the spring. Obviously, welcoming a baby into the world. He had a lot on his mind, and I get that. I'm a father of two. It doesn't get any easier either. So he's just got to learn to adjust and adapt. And he has worked hard. He has taken what we said to heart and done a good job of working. So hopefully we'll see something out of him come fall.
What does he bring to the room? What does Coylin bring to the room?
What does he bring to the room? I think he brings a little bit of maturity. I think he brings some size to that room. Last year's assessment of Coylin was a little tough with him coming off of an ACL. And again, I had an ACL in college, so I completely understand how it is mentally, not just physically, of getting over that obstacle. So really excited to see what Coylin will do in year 2 of our offense, see what he can bring to the table.
So I heard you guys went on a fishing trip recently.
Oh, yeah.
You caught a pretty good one. How fun is just to go on a trip like that with the rest of the staff?
Yeah, it was awesome. I told Coach Morris I thought it was one of the best things we've done as a staff. Every year I try to take the offensive staff before the season gets started, going like a golf outing, not a trip. So to be able to get away for a night and kind of go through what we had to go through, get some work done, but then in the afternoon kind of play a little bit with each other was, on the golf course and on the lake was a lot of fun. So, we had a good time. It's my first time trout fishing, and Coach Lunny put me on a couple big ones, and he said I was very under excited, I guess. I guess a 26-inch and a 23-inch brown is a good thing. I'm more of a bass fisher. I've never been trout fishing, so Coach Lunny said I was pretty underexcited. He said he'd not be jumping around in the boat, making us flip over and stuff like that. So, but it was a lot of fun to get around the guys and kind of see them in another place.
You guys go to the White?
We went to White River, yeah.
I'm curious about Devlin. He gets hurt last year. Raheem kind of comes in. I feel like everybody's looking at Raheem to be the guy. Devlin is still, I feel like when he's healthy, he's back. Kind of the year you expect from Devlin.
Well, Devois his senior year. I mean, it's his last go-round. I think anytime, again, I've been a senior before. When you're going to your senior year, you're like, man, this is my last shot. It's my last opportunity. I think that Devois has started that a long time ago. I think he started back in, summer when you have to start training to be an elite back. I've really challenged Devois to work on his speed this summer. I think all of our guys, have worked on that through Coach True and the spring staff. So, Devois, man, it's just that much faster. I don't need you to be a 4.2, 4.3 guy or whatever. I just need you to be that much faster to go ahead and hit that home run for us. So, I think he's done a heck of a job working, and I expect to see big things out of Devois. I think he got a lot of confidence getting to go to media day, and so I expect that to be a great competition room, just like any other room we have on the team.
How about Dalton Wagner at right guard? What do you think of him this summer?
Yeah, Dalton is he's kind of what you want. He's a hard worker, wants to please, wants to be great. And he's got to continue to work and continue to push guys. And I fully expect him to be a guy when fall camp's over that we say, hey, we got to depend on him to help win us a lot of games and make some holes up front.
A lot of talks were made about Devois, Riley, and Keyboy. Where does that leave Chase Ahab?
Leads him right in the mix, just like always. Again, I'm going to say it again, like I said it earlier. We're going to ride whoever has the hot hand. That's the truth of the matter. It really doesn't matter if it's Jamarcus Arnold. It's a walk-on. It doesn't matter. If you come into fall camp and you're running the rock and you're pass protecting and you're working your butt off and you deserve to play, you're going to play. And so I think that room, just like any room, is wide open, and we got to go with the hot hand. We got to find the best 11 to go win against Portland State. We got to go find the best 11 to back those guys up, because it's going to take all of them to win week 2 at Oxford. So we got to find some talent early. We got to develop depth early, and whoever has the hot hand in every position is going to play.